Hello everybody. This video is specifically about some of the aspects of the operating system, and one of the key aspects that I often don't talk about and is kind of one of those major aspects is the hardware portion. And I in fact talked about it in 2018 at the ACM talk, and I highlighted some of the key points and some of my projections and future plans about the hardware compatibility. Main goal to support it on the RISC-V and run it mainstream. First of all, it's an open hardware, and one of the things that I need to care about in terms of designing a CPU from the ground up is to have excessive knowledge on how every single aspects work. So now that I have given a wireframe of how all those things work together, I feel like I should also focus more on the hardware portion. Now, it requires a lot of time in order to achieve what I want, and I always respect the idea of the success stories that uses the formula of hardware and software and combining them together. And in fact, one of the key issues that I talked about in that talk back in 2018 was the transformation from Intel to RISC-V at one point. Now currently the OS works on Intel, and of course I'm still working on it, but the main goal is to put it on RISC-V. The major issue right now is the accessibility of the processor, and this is one of the updates that I wanted to make moving forward, is that hardware is something that I'm currently focusing on other than developing the OS, and that takes time again. So yeah, that was kind of the update regarding the hardware. Since the main kernel portions, the kernel portions of the OS is based on FreeBSD, OpenBSD, and NetBSD, this is kind of a challenging task to port all of them on RISC-V architecture, and that's something that I'm working on. And since I already said that RISC-V is something that I personally believe will catch up, and since a whole community, which is the Linux community, that is pushing forward and pushing very hard on the RISC-V, and that is something that is commendable. That was one of the update for this video. The second half of the video is about the film script that I'm working on, and I don't want to spoil it, of course, but then one of those questions that is inspiring to make this film is something that I posted in the early 2019 in Quora. If a concept of reincarnation is true, and in a situation like this, considering that you're gonna die, or imagining that you're gonna die at some point, what are the measures and steps would you take in order to remind yourself on the next version, on the next iteration, or in the next life yourself, that you were you? And this is kind of a philosophical question, and I kind of stress about this. I started stressing about this topic since writing about this topic of reincarnation and singularity in one of the chapters of Naughtiness Murderers. And in fact, I think made a video about it, comparing some of the similarities that I find within the idea of reincarnation and singularity, which is a concept, hypothetical concept of and a subsector of artificial intelligence. Now, in fact, I also made the second episode based on this question. To make the question more simpler, would be giving an example of a game. And one of the simplest game that I can think of is Minecraft. But there are thousands, millions of examples like this that people can come up with. Let's say in Minecraft, you're building something, you're crafting something in the game. Imagine the terrain that you're using in Minecraft is the simplest terrain possible. It is a flat world, but you have enemies. At night, which is very usual in Minecraft, enemies come, monsters, slimes and all this kind of small enemies come and try to kill you. So one of the measures that you usually take is to prevent it by creating the first space in which they cannot come in. So you start building this small wireframe of this house or something, and then suddenly at night, for some reason, you get killed by a monster. Now, once you get killed, of course, because it's a game, you respawn, and since it's a flat world and there's nothing complicated going on, you respawn back, and then you go back to the same location where you came from and start building on the works that you already did previously, which is your previous health life. And that's one of the concepts and questions that I'm trying to find answers to in the film. But there are other aspects of it which I don't want to talk about because it just will be major spoilers. But that's the idea. That's one of the ideas that I'm trying to play with. So yeah, the first thing was about giving an update and talking some portions of what I'm planning for and some future projections of the hardware and the things that I'm focusing on right now for the OS. And the second thing was this miscellaneous idea that I'm going forward for making a film based on a film script that I wrote. Thank you.